So, oh, the camera's going? Oh, wow, that was quick. Usually it's a fight.
Ready.
All right, you're gonna call this public hearing to order. The fire exits are outside that door and at either end of the hall. There is a defibrillator across the hall. When you need. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Robert,
Here.
Wright,
Here.
Vocal, Yeager.
Here.
Us.
Here. Requesting town board resolution to open a public hearing to consider introducing local law number 3-2025 to changing zoning law 520-21 subsection C to read.
So moved. Second.
Robert,
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Vocal, Yeager.
Yes.
Us.
Yes. I don't know if you guys want me to read it all. You probably all have a copy that's right in front of you. I got the same copy as you. I ain't got nothing else. You got exactly what I got.
Can we talk about how the numbers were determined?
How is the number determined?
Yeah.
Yes. Please state your name though for our clerk, because she's
Brittany.
taking notes. What's that?
Brittany off West Watoma.
Okay. Thank you. We did that because the smallest house, if you read down, we're allowing a 900 square foot house, which would be 30 by 30, you know, if you did a square. And you still need your 6 feet on each side of the house. It's usually been 6, it could go as low as 5, and 5 is the lowest for the fire department, ambulance, so in case they wanna get hoses around your house, a stretcher, ambulance, get a stretcher around the house, they got some room. So we use a 6 foot, so 30 foot by 12 feet is 42. That's how we got that measurement of width. You wanna know the measurement from the front setback of the road, or? We changed that a little bit. It was 35 feet, we put it down at 25. But that's from the edge of the road to the actual house, we figured.
Is the front the lake?
The
Yeah.
front is the lake, the
Yeah.
rear setback is the roadside.
Okay.
And that's why I'll try to say road or lakeside, because I get confused now and then, so I think backwards. But the roadside is 25 feet instead of 35. The lake, we didn't change, it remained the same because that's a real gray area with the DEC and everybody else.
So if your lot is 60 or 70 feet deep, that's all, you couldn't put a house on.
You would have to go to the zoning, you can still, these are basics that we said, the zoning can still change stuff, or the DEC, or who's else in charge, not C, of the lakeside.
Coastal erosion hazard.
You know, that floodplain stuff, and everything, coastal erosion is in charge of the lakeside of it. There's, the floodplain is a different, it's not just a straight line, which you already, you know that.
I believe originally it was actually 2 acres, right?
Well, the
And
lot
all of
size
those
is 2
houses-
acres, right.
All of those houses down there have been to zoning board for a variance, that's why it's what it is today. There's nothing along the lake that actually meets town code, everything has been through a variance. The reason we're doing this, originally 2 acres was based off of, having to have a septic and leach field, and now with the sewer down there, we can reduce some of these lot sizes. That way, it basically eliminates a step with having to go in front of the zoning board of appeals to get a variance to do it. So
But
you gotta start someplace, and this is actually a starting point.
That
you
leaves-
may not to answer you though, specifically, you might not be able to.
Right.
And that depends a lot on the lake, how close you can be to that lake and everything, so.
Well, from
If it's
this,
only 65 feet, you may not be able to.
exactly.
Correct.
So we-
This is just a guidance that we put together to shrink because of the sewer line. It wasn't, you had to be at least 150 feet wide, your lot did, because you had to have a leach field, you had to be so many, at least 25 feet, I think, away from the neighbor's property with leach something, I can't remember. But it was leach field, it was really wide because of leach fields. Now there isn't any anymore, so we can shrink the width of it down the lot.
I have 2 questions on that.
Yes,
So if your lot falls into that category where you wouldn't be able to build, would you still be charged buildable lot taxes then? Because this would obviously increase our taxes. So if your lot's not conforming to, say, being able to build something, I just was wondering how that would factor into the higher taxes you're paying if you're not able to actually build.
I have to, does it increase their taxes?
No,
Oh, it doesn't? It shouldn't?
no, it's not gonna change anything.
Okay,
So the EDUs are something totally separate from
but the
this.
value's not gonna change?
No, because you're not going to,
Well, if it's vacant, it's vacant.
right, you're not gonna, my
I
question
see
is,
And that's what we're talking about.
The
I
value.
understand what she's saying, is it a building lot or not, but I don't think it becomes you gotta go before the
Approved
planning board or
building lot,
something. What's
right?
that?
Like, you're saying an approved, so
Approved, that's what I was
approved, so
thinking,
Cheryl's
yeah.
not going to approve these building lots ahead of time, right?
Correct.
So the
No.
Okay.
values won't change until a structure's actually built on
Right,
Oh.
you-
Right, if it's an approved
You
building
wanna
lot, like if
build.
you come before us
Yes.
and try to do it,
Okay,
then,
that-
yes, it does.
That makes a lot of sense. I have one more question.
That's.
You mentioned sewers, so would there be any type of relief if, say, someone did build a structure now that, because they weren't able to before, would there be any relief if they were to want to put a sewer in?
It will change the amount of the EDU, so if a new structure goes up on a vacant lot,
Right,
your
I mean the unit.
EDU amount will change. So
Right.
yes to that.
I mean the actual unit though, because they weren't actually able to build when it opened up, like the, yeah. Would you consider something like that? So say if one of them built a house on their vacant lot, it's, I think, 40 grand to put a sewer in? Would there be any type of relief for that now that the rules are kind of changing and they didn't have the ability to do it before?
I don't think that, if you're gonna build a house, whatever, I have never heard of, you might have an unscrupulous person, but I haven't heard anybody say 40 grand.
I think it was brought up at the last meeting, that's where I got that number.
Well,
I mean, if you're building a brand new house, you're not tearing it, you're not having to demolish the septic tank or anything else like that. So in your case, if you're saying you're gonna build something that's all brand new, so you don't have to get rid of the old tank, you don't have to fill it in, all that, so that's a cost you don't have.
well, the only cost would be if you have a vacant lot now, and now because of this, you wanna build a house on it, you're gonna have to buy the pump in order to hook up to the sewer, where before, that was all part of that grant. So that's the cost, is the pump to hook up to the sewer. And then for the sewer district as a whole, it's one more EDU that's paying down the debt. So you're basically joining, it's another unit that's joining that sewer district, so it'll bring everybody's cost down a little bit, depending on how many more people build.
It would be the homeowner's responsibility to put that silo in the ground.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't have any extra stockpile.
Right. You do or
If that
don't?
explains.
We do,
Yes, that
You
does.
do?
we have extra stockpile, yes, we do.
Yes.
Because we have to, this government made us stockpiles, some pumps, maybe not the whole tank and everything, but they made us, they take the number of homes that you have and their percentage. I can't remember, it was 1% or whatever, we had to have extra pumps sitting on hand. So in case one went down, we could grab
Yeah,
something
for
off the
a-
shelf, go down, replace your
For
pumps.
replacement
Yes,
repair.
yes, I have whole pumps sitting there on,
But for repair, like it's replaced with.
To replace
supposed to
a
break
bad
down,
pump,
it's
yes.
not to sell new pump.
I probably can't sell it to you new or anything myself, but I have pumps in the shelf, yeah.
By the way, I'm Kerry Lemke. And I do have one more question. I brought this up the last time too. Again, so I've got neighbors all around that would probably be pretty pissed off if I put a house up on my lot. So, that said, do you have to get neighborhood approval before you could build a home on that lot?
Well, you gotta go in front of the zoning board, they're gonna have to have a public hearing, and they will then come out.
Yeah, but I mean, could one of your neighbors say, no, I don't want that?
Is
Well, they
you
would probably
factor
come to the
in?
meeting and say that they don't.
Yeah, it would go.
Oh,
in front of the
absolutely.
planning board.
You know? And
I
so
don't
what
know.
happens?
I wish our attorney was here, because I don't know if they'd have a legal, if you put up a house that met all the standards, the height and everything else, setback, I don't know how they can stop you, to be honest. But I wish our attorney was here, she could answer that.
But it would, there would be a public hearing before. it was-
Well, I get that, you know, but, I mean, the way it was, you know, because we just had a gal, she's putting a garage up, and the kid across the street came to the meeting and said, you know, I moved here because of the view.
Right,
I mean, she's going ahead with her plan anyway, you know, so.
yeah, that meets code.
Right. So, you didn't really
Well, that was,
understand.
I will interject there, that was, a agreement made between the builder and that young man. So the young man dropped his concern about the views.
Oh.
Yes, yes.
Keep going. I mean, any of you got anyone, they're all been good questions, so I'm not picking on anybody. They're
I've
good
got one
questions.
more question, but it's not
Yep.
related to this.
Go ahead,
Could we
yeah.
have a conversation about future announcements? I work in marketing, so I am very familiar with the, views on like newspaper versus digital versus all of that. I only found out about this meeting because we went in to just pay our taxes. He found out about it because we were driving here 15 minutes before we got here. So I don't think the newspaper is probably the best way to reach the masses nowadays. I know that's why it was originally the way we did things. So is there another way we could potentially
We're
announce these
required to put it
meetings?
in the paper.
So-
That's what I'm asking.
We've struggled with this,
Yeah.
we've been around this
Right.
For a couple years.
for,
You're up on
in
road
state law, you
here.
have
You
to
didn't
publish
find
it
out.
in a paper.
But that was
But
put
that
in place
hasn't-
at a time.
But
The
this
law
one-
hasn't caught up with
It has
it.
not
Right,
caught up
so
with
could
it.
we do something in addition?
I don't know if it,
Well,
was anything done in
We do
addition?
put
or
them
not?
on our website.
It's not on the website, I checked.
Yeah,
I actually
wasn't
called
on
and
there.
verified.
No, it's hung up here in the hallway.
So I mean,
Which-
I guess we could be more diligent
But if
about
you're
putting it up on
not
our
coming
Yeah,
in,
most
you
of
don't
it-
know.
Don't have a
We
reason.
found out by accident, so if we didn't find out, there'd been nobody sitting here if we hadn't come in to pay our taxes.
Yeah, I don't really
That's
come
what
in
I'm
very
saying,
often.
I mean, it's silly, you're gonna
I
have a
mean, give
meeting
us
that
some
nobody's
ideas
gonna
for
come
marketing,
to
what can we
because
do?
nobody
The
knows.
I will take
website,
any
the
suggestions.
website would be my first recommendation,
Yeah.
creating an email list would be my second, and having an email, that would be the cheapest and most effective way to do it.
We have to get the newsletter, like the Hamlin.
But the thing is, this was scheduled before the newsletter went out.
After.
Yeah.
But there
Well-
is an email, we do have an email, chain or, you know,
Yes.
list of, an email listserv here of
And-
residents who come into the town clerk's office, who sign up, who want to be part of it. Anyone who comes in here would get that.
See, I think the first time I came in here was probably 3 years after I lived in Hamlin. But, email, newsletter, or the website, I have a lot of recommendations on that website.
So we all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all.
Yeah.
No, it could be better publicized, and I won't argue that with you at all. And we will
So you,
try, we probably need to try to
you have to
work
stop
better.
in the office to get an email?
You could do it right on the website too.
Oh, okay.
But the public hearing would have been listed in the newsletter, correct?
Well, because it was scheduled after the
Yeah,
newsletter
the
was
problem is
sent
the
out.
newsletter is a monthly thing.
Right.
And you probably didn't have time enough to get it in the newsletter when we
Right.
set this up.
We could have maybe put it on our front sign out front. Electronic sign out, I mean, at least if you were driving by, it would have caught your attention too. You're right, probably the website would be the best.
All right. Taxes not going up, I'm all good.
We are gonna vote, we're gonna vote on this tonight. I don't know if you saw the agenda for the meeting tonight too. We are gonna vote on the EDUs, how much do we charge per, if that's gonna change or not tonight. We're gonna be voting on that, as whether it's gonna go down if you got vacant property, whether it be a stay at a full EDU or go down to half.
Who's the voter? Just you guys?
Yes.
Did you guys ever see what Hilton does?
As far as what?
As like how they handle the EDUs?
No, I haven't, to be honest with you.
Just curious, because East Watoma is like basically the same neighborhood as us. So,
Basically.
yeah, and they did at the same time, so I was just curious if we knew
No,
what they
I
had done.
do not, honestly. I know Ken knows because I worked with him a little bit, but I don't know.
What do they do?
They got 3 different EDUs, 3 different prices, and how they haven't charged, it's not even up and running yet, but so far they got 3 different prices. It's like, boy, that's gonna be a headache when it comes to taxes and everything, or 3 different levels.
But they did vote on the maintenance. You might wanna let them know you didn't vote on the maintenance.
Right, our last town board meeting, we voted on the maintenance, that if you don't have a pump, there would be no maintenance charge anymore. So that got changed, just our last meeting, I believe it was last meeting, we had 2 weeks. I think it, so, like, I know you got vacant property, right?
We all do.
So you'll see that's coming down, and then tonight it may come down even more, depending on what the vote is after tonight.
I'll take lower. As low as you wanna go.
But your mileage will go up a little bit, because it has to.
Yeah, the
Right.
EV.
Okay,
It was like
so
$20 versus 100.
I'm not on the grinder right now, because my lease field is fantastic.
Yep.
So I should not be charged a maintenance charge, because I am not hooked up at all.
No,
Nobody's come,
that doesn't matter, you have a pump in your place, you can charge maintenance, because the longer you let it sit there, that warranty is running out too. So, I've only got the warranty, when the warranty is out, we pay for everything, right now, labor, we pay for the labor or whatever to replace it, or whatever, but all the parts and everything are free.
Mhm.
Have we had any fail? yet?
Yeah.
What's the common failure?
The electrical box is out front, and there's a part in them, I can't remember exactly what the, yeah, I don't remember what I said exactly. Yeah, there is a part that has failed a couple times.
in the pump or the?
In the pump, a few times, not much. It might be the float activation system in there or something that's failed a few times.
Were those Liberty pumps?
No, they
No.
weren't. They were E1s. I know, I voted for them, but I was highway superintendent then.
Yeah, so you were a little fish in the big pond.
I had no say. But anyways, so, but, yeah, but it, I guess mostly it's electrical boxes. With power surges or whatever, they're supposed to, they're more expensive boxes to be able to take power surges and stuff and not let it go to that pump. That's why we got a longer warranty, because they're more expensive boxes, which is better.
Yeah, I mean, because of the wind that we get, the nor'easters and stuff, I mean, they have to be pretty weather tight.
They're weather tight, it's a component inside of them that are going. They said, I don't know if it's surge or something. Maybe they're meant to do that, and that's why the pump is safe, I'm not sure.
Mhm.
But they were a little bit more expensive, but we gained 3 years warranty on each pump, but on the pump, I put those, I think they were like $50 more for electrical box, but we gained 3 years warranty on the pump.
The only other question I have is, so after you guys vote, where are we gonna find that? On the website?
It'll be on the website, yes. Our clerk does put that within 10 days. It'll be, yeah, in the minutes.
Okay.
You can call my office too.
If you go on the board, but if you don't come in here, you can go on our website and the government section and go to town board. And then she always posts the minutes for each meeting on there. And it will be on the vote.
Is anyone here hooked up? You are?
Yep.
How's it work?
It's working good.
Working. Can I just ask another straw poll question? How does everyone feel about reducing the lot width?
As long as my taxes don't go up, I'm good.
You in favor of smaller, like putting more homes in?
I don't think there's a lot of vacant lots to really make a huge impact on the neighborhood, because there are sections where people are pretty squished in there. So I don't think that matters. I think it comes down to money and future proofing that statement of not impacting our taxes or value.
Yeah, just when it becomes an approved lot, that's what I was looking for before, so.
Yeah, cause it'd be
Otherwise,
nice
now
to be
it
able to
doesn't
put a
make any
shed on our
difference.
lot if we wanted to. Or something, but we don't really have any plans.
It, you know, it might make your, say you ever wanna sell that lot or whatever, it makes it more valuable in the future if you can build a house out there. Then you can make it, you can sell it as, if you get all the right paperwork through whoever, you know, engineers, whatever, you can sell it as an approved lot now. Or if we vote for it.
But if that happens, then you go from a $30,000 value to an $80,000 value.
So we're not.
Well, I'm saying if they wanna sell it.
Right, if they do
That's,
go
that's the
through
next person who's buying it worried, they can ask more money for it.
I guess I have one more to add, because my situation's a little bit different, because my house is actually on one lot, my pump is on the vacant lot next to me, but I can't combine the lots unless I get a whole assessment done. But I guess if I sell my house and I sell my lot separately, then the pump goes away. So how is it that we can't combine the lots if my sewer and the pump was put on the vacant lot that's next to my house?
Who approved the pump on a vacant lot next to your house is the question, first question.
Some of them that, there are some.
It was either put in the middle of my driveway or put it in the vacant lot.
Yeah,
next to
there are
it.
some places there is no room.
Well, you can combine them, why can't you combine them?
You told me I couldn't.
No, I didn't. I said you couldn't do a courtesy merge, so I couldn't do it for free, but you could go the route through planning board and do it. Remember I said you had to get a survey
Yeah.
done? Gee,
Which is about $6,000.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I can't help that.
And even the lot before, my leach lines ran into that lot, so, I mean, the sewer system, my leach lines were in that lot too, so I don't understand how,
Wow.
I don't understand how you can have your leach lines in a separate lot next to you, and now my sewer's in there, but yet they can't be combined.
Well,
And
he could
they
combine.
should have been combined before, I think.
They,
Right, but he could courtesy merge, they told me. that-
right,
Okay.
because it's a
He
subdivision.
should
Yeah.
merge, there's the other avenues to merge.
Right, but he said he looked into it, it's like
Yeah,
6,000.
it's
I
gonna
think
cost
it'd
you
be more
$6,000.
like
You
three.
should look
No,
at
they
it.
want
No?
some money, yeah.
Did you call Reg?
He wants to redo the whole entire thing.
That's what ours said too.
Really?
Yeah. It's like, it's
Usually if you use
insane to
your
merge,
original-
like thousands of
So
dollars.
technically, I can't really sell that lot as a separate lot, because the sewer's on
Right, because I understand you really can't sell it, can you, because you're sewer and everything.
there. Right.
And he has a really big vacant lot on there. This is.
I don't know if you
Can
can,
you move your lot line? Why don't you move your lot line for your house and the plan?
Wouldn't that be a new survey?
That he's gonna pay for a subdivision, that's what he's trying not to do.
you'd still have to pay for that.
But
But
then
if
at
it's,
least
if it's
you'd
that
have two
big,
lots still.
if it's that big, you may be able to move your lot line just big enough to get your pump in. Would that still give you room with these new measurements to sell the other lot as a building lot?
I'd have to.
You'd have to measure it.
Yeah, I'd have to see exactly where the pump is.
I mean, if you went and moved your line just enough to get your pump in, she said you got a big lot, maybe
He does.
maybe you'd still have enough room to sell it as a building lot with these new recommendations.
And that would still require doing the same survey though, correct?
Well.
Well,
what
if you
Rich
wanted
has
to
do-
sell the other lot, you could take the money from the other lot and pay for the survey.
Right.
And if you wanna sell it, somebody will pay to have
Have
that
the
sub.
survey done.
You know what, I'm gonna call Rich, he did tell you about $6,000 really to do that?
You told us.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him, it's usually not that high, I don't know if it's because he's so busy or.
It's the county that won't let you do a citizen merge, is that?
Yes,
correct?
so I checked for a lot of these waterfront people, and because a subdivision was already created, then I can't do a courtesy merge. If a subdivision has never been created within your parcel, then I can put them together for free. I basically erase the line and put them together.
Would that work for ours?
I didn't ever check on yours, I can check,
Yeah, we can check.
just call me around. But yeah, I did check on Flips, and we can't.
I'm just wondering if we seem to run into this all the time, but in particular along the lakefront. If that should be a call to Jackie Smith to see if the county can do something different for these courtesy merges.
You
I
can
don't know.
do that.
I'm just, might be worth it.
What's the logic you think behind it? Like they just don't want people splitting, putting back together?
Yeah, you
putting
can't
back
split,
together.
put that together back and forth, that's why the subdivision was created. You can put it back together, but you have to go the route of planning board and a new survey and everything, so you don't keep going back and forth and doing that. I'm one of the very few towns that they let do courtesy merges. There's only 3 of us in Monroe County that do courtesy merges. So we're lucky. We actually are. But I will call. I'll make that call.
But it costs county money too, I understand. They gotta have somebody there that can change all their paperwork too,
They do.
when you do a change. So it costs them money.
Another question on his situation,
Yep.
too, basically, is there gonna be a setback for the grinder pump? Or a width to the property line where that has to be set?
Ours is pretty close.
There would be that could also be a zoning thing, you go before the zoning board, because they let generators, right now, because a lot of people with these pumps are putting generators in, and some of them are having trouble fitting on the lot, like what you're saying the grinder pump may be, so the zoning board is letting them have some variances to put a generator in.
Our neighbor just did that, yeah.
I'm sure the same thing could be done with the pump itself. We got a little while, anything you can think of, or anything, no, even if there's another question, you guys, go ahead, if you want to ask the board.
In the line restaurant.
Do they ever give any grants for any like waterfront restorations, like they did when the flooding happened?
I have not seen any lately. And you're right, they were giving them out, a whole bunch of them,
Yeah.
for in 17, 19,
We
and
had a
everything.
brutal winter like 2 winters ago and all the big rocks along the coast kind of sunk and I was just curious if they ever actually do give any type of incentive to kind of restack or shift those
I
around
haven't seen any lately.
Yeah, usually,
when it's like a flood.
it's a homeowner's responsibility to pay that and restack.
You're not the only one, there's a few of them that have,
Oh, yeah.
some of them didn't get put in properly, they built them straight up instead of like that, and they have actually tipped over. Because
Yeah.
the waves came in and undermined underneath of them.
Every
Wave
winter they
action.
move.
So, yeah, but it fell on the homeowners, I haven't seen anything. Any other questions then? Going once,
She has,
Well,
go ahead.
so, you know, the situation with my lot is there are other people down, my neighbors that have deeded like access on my lot. But say I decided to build a house on my lot, how does that work? I have to leave them room to walk to the water?
I am not sure, because that's the first time I know who you are, and I know where you are.
Oh, yeah, that was,
I know, and I
not
heard,
fun
and
for me.
I've met with our highway superintendent, and he said your pipe is gonna go in, or
Yeah.
the pipe is gonna go in.
Good, because I have to pull her out of it at least once a week. Her mower gets stuck in there once a week.
No, it's going in,
All right.
I've heard that.
you might let them know there's a big bee's nest in the ground on the east side, because they lit me up the other day.
But anyways, I have never heard of anything like your thing is before, so that would have to be probably a lawyer question. I'm sorry I can't give you one tonight. I have never seen anything, agreement like what you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually it's just the right of way.
Yeah,
There is one
This-
more lot down the road from you that 2 separate houses own.
Yeah.
That's Ron's and
Jeff A.
Jeff and Ron's.
yeah, but they actually own it.
Yes,
This is just somebody can walk across there, she owns it all.
yes, that is unusual.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that before, so, a lawyer question, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, because technically, when it says, you know, deed of, like, access, it doesn't mean they have access to my whole lot. It means they have access to the water. I don't even know.
I'm not sure. Usually, if there's deeded access, like we have deeded access to the lake, we're usually where we have pipes. And it's usually a 10-foot wide thing, so we can get something down there, dig out a pipe, replace it, or rocks or whatever. But it's usually drawn out of man. There, here's your access, this is it. You don't have anything. I don't know, I've seen your map and everything, I don't know. Again, a lawyer question.
It's a loaded question, is what it is, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
But at least I heard, like I said, I talked to him 2 or 3 weeks ago about your bike again. And he said, yes, it's gonna get, he said get it done this fall, right?
Yeah, yeah,
October.
So that's good news.
yes, yes, it is, play it.
Yeah.
Get rid of that slope.
Yeah. Anything else? All right, at this time then, I am asking for requesting town board resolution to close the public hearing at 6:35. Second.
Hurlbut,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Mokel, Geiger, Oz.
Yes. Like I say, you're all invited to stay for the next meeting if you want to hear what happens. On the things we gotta vote.
I'll check the website.
That's fine. Like I say, give us
You're welcome. I'll talk to
Give
you.
us a little while,
Oh, yeah.
because she's taking taxes and everything in now too.
Okay.
Give her at least 10
Yeah,
days.
again, the difference, I was like, do you really say you can do that or not? I don't know.
If I could do it for free, that'd be great.
Right, then it's worth it.
And it's worth that. We'll see what we gotta do. Heimdall Walker, Chris Kelly, Ron
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
You're welcome. See ya.
Thank you. Okay, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah.
Where we saying it?
Are you staying in? Yeah, because we got our tax forms. I don't have a copy.
Time out, let's go do them. You might as well do everything at once, right?
Huh?
Can I talk to you? for a
I'm the only
second?
one, well, Karen's
Me?
still working.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
They wanted.
No, just for a second before you go.
Email.
Carrie, I'm gonna have her for just 5 seconds. Okay.
You want me to take that? You wanna go down to the office? I'm such a weirdo. The minute something comes, I have to